I loved his bowing on that. If you all noticed how well he played Fisher's hornpipe, even though he was all shook up.
And hit it both just like straight.
It looked like he made the bow and grabbed
hard.
the hair off of the back end of the horse. I don't know what he did.
Yes, it was straight, just like straight.
But you never knew. But Margot wanted me in there to tell the little story. I'll try to make the stories brief, but there are a lot of part of the music. Ari Mullins would tell some stories. As a matter of fact, you never knew what was true and what was false, including his age. But Ari said that his Italian ancestors brought his fiddle over by covered wagon from Italy.
Yeah, the Pope of Rome had presented it to
And
his
the
family.
Pope of Rome had presented it to his family. And somebody said, well, Ari, how did they get across the ocean? He said, they come by the Nares. You couldn't stump him, so you might never forget it. One of my earliest introductions to Ari was at Clo Festival. And he handed me the fiddle with all that array of ribbons on it. And I was playing it there and he disappeared. He just disappeared. Well, I thought, well, I'll put his fiddle in my case and play my own fiddle, which I was a little more used to. Tom King and I were there playing, and I think Ron Mullinex, Mike Burns was there. We were all playing. And I looked around to try to figure out, where to put that fiddle till Ari come back. Well, it wouldn't fit in my case with all those ribbons on it. So I had to play it. Well, Ari had gone out in the parking lot and had got drunker. And some good old buddies from Ohio had come in. And he said, well, I'll just get my fiddle out and play you tune. Well, the fiddle wasn't there. Then he said, somebody stole my gosh dang fiddle.
He didn't say that word.
Well, probably, I don't know how he said it. Because this has come to me, I wasn't witnessing that. But then he gets his gun out, and he comes looking for his fiddle.
Like this.
Meanwhile, there I am with Tom King and all this huge array of crowd around us, playing in this big old jam. And there comes Ari pushing through there with his gun. Then he remembered that he had left the fiddle with me. But then he went back, he took his fiddle, and he went away, and he tripped over one of these little chain-link fences, those little ones low to the ground, and he had plowed the gravel driveway with his face.
Yeah.
So he looked rather lovely, and then he come back in later and said that he had gotten run over by a tractor trailer. So if you want to beat him in the liars contest, just have at it. But I'll just use a little bit of what I can salvage from Ari, because I did learn a little smooth rolling style from his Fishers that you just got through hearing. Different notes, but you notice I stole his bow. That's what I wanted there. Of course, if you heard John Johnson, I had one of his little licks in there too. John Johnson was a phenomenal player, and in the class that we have, we've learned a tune, one of his tunes called May's Fork. But I wondered in the video if he's going to put in that part that goes to B minor or whatever, and he did. On Fisher's. another of John Johnson's type of bowing, which he could do better than anybody. Okay, when I started out to play the fiddle, I had all of these wonderful players around that were still living at the time. Clark Kessinger was still living. Mike Humphreys was living. Glenn Smith, Woody Simmons, Irie Mullins, Lee Triplett. So a lot of us that are just a little bit older can remember all of these people. And they were a part of the shows. Most of them were at Augusta, and Margot, who is here, Margot Blevin, is one of the most instrumental people in promoting old-time music in West Virginia. I don't know if you started the Augusta Heritage Workshops, but you may have.
Yeah,
You come in pretty early on in them, didn't you?
about the 8th year.
8th year?
Yeah. It was mostly crafts before that.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
But you redefined it into what it has kind of come today.
Kinda.
So, a great debt of gratitude is due you. Okay. I think I will start out with one of my early influences other than my dad. After just hearing him play and realize how good his shuffle was, I'm not going to try to do it. My gosh. But in either case, I learned a lot from a fiddler that was recorded in the 20s. I got a lot of my style from Reese B. Jarvis, or Sam Jarvis. Recorded with Dick Justice, who was a renowned singer from West Virginia. Jarvis was known to be very top contest oriented. He won, I think, every contest that he ever played in. He was just out of the ordinary for the time. He was smooth, extremely smooth, almost to a fault. I can try to play you a little bit of his, he called it Muskrat Rag, but it's actually Uncle Joe or Miss McLeod's Reel. That was his, similar to his version. I keep trying to pound myself over the head that I'm not as good as he was on it. But then I started remembering. It was in 1928. He was born in 1896. He was a lot younger than me. Arthritis and all that stuff does come in after a while, you know. But he was so smooth. A little bit maybe of Henry Reed here, of what he called Sally Ann Johnson, which is not the typical Sally Ann Johnson. It's the D version. But I loved Henry Reed's fiddling.